Hey guys, welcome back to Man of Thoughts. Today we're diving deep into the shadows, shining a spotlight on those creepy crawlies that lurk in the darkest corners of our minds. We're talking about sociopaths. Yeah, those charming devils. You know, they walk among us, blend in like chameleons, but beneath that charming facade lies a chilling truth. And trust me, you want to be able to spot these guys. So if you're ready to unlock the secrets of the sociopathic mind, buckle up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and let's get creepy. Let's talk about charm, but not the kind your grandma wears on a chain. This is next-level weaponized charm. Sociopaths are masters at making you feel like you're the only person in the room, showering you with attention, compliments, even gifts. Take my friend, let's call her Sarah. Sarah met this guy, Mark, at a coffee shop. Mark was everything she ever wanted. Charming, funny, attentive. He was always there for her, always knew the right thing to say. He was the perfect boyfriend, or so she thought. See, as weeks turned into months, Sarah started noticing things, little lies, inconsistencies in his stories. Then people from his past started coming out of the woodwork, each with their own crazy Mark story. Turns out Mark was a master manipulator, crafting elaborate lies to lure women into his web. He was a chameleon, changing his personality to fit his victims. By the time Sarah realized the truth, it was almost too late. She was in too deep, emotionally dependent on this monster wearing a human mask. This, my friends, is classic sociopathic charm. So, next time you meet someone who seems a little too perfect, a little too charming, remember Sarah's story. Trust your gut, because sometimes the most charming smiles hide the sharpest teeth. Okay, let's get real for a second. Sociopaths don't have feelings like you and me. I mean, they feel things, but empathy, guilt, remorse? Those are just words in a dictionary to them. Imagine this, you're playing a video game, right? And your character just mowed down a crowd of innocent bystanders. No biggie, right? It's just a game. That's kind of how sociopaths see the world. I used to know this guy. Let's call him John. John was the king of manipulation. He could convince you to do anything, and I mean anything. He'd lie, cheat, steal, and then look you dead in the eyes with zero remorse. One time, John convinced his own brother to invest his life savings in this fake business venture. He promised him the world, knowing damn well it was all a scam. And when the whole thing came crashing down, John didn't even flinch. He just shrugged it off, moved on to his next victim. That's the chilling reality of a lack of empathy. It's like a blank space where your conscience should be. Chapter 3. Living life on the edge of a cliff. Ever feel like jumping out of a perfectly good airplane? No? Well, sociopaths, they thrive on that kind of impulsive, reckless behavior. It's like their brains are wired for instant gratification. Consequences be damned. Remember Mark from our first story? Yeah, well, turns out, dude had a serious gambling problem. We're talking maxing out credit cards, borrowing money he couldn't repay, the whole 9 yards. And get this, he'd justify it by saying he was just lucky or that he had a feeling he was going to win big. It was like he couldn't see the danger, the very real possibility of ruining his life and the lives of those around him. This impulsivity, it's not just about skydiving or gambling. It can manifest in risky sexual behavior, substance abuse, even violence. So if you know someone who's constantly engaging in self-destructive behavior without a care in the world, well, it might be time to ask yourself, are they just a thrill seeker, or is there something darker at play? Chapter 4, Web of Lies. You know that friend who cries wolf one too many times? Yeah, sociopaths take that to a whole new level. We're talking pathological lying, the kind that's so effortless, so convincing, you start to question your own sanity. I knew this girl in college, Lisa. Lisa was the queen of fabrication. She'd spin these elaborate stories about her life-famous relatives, tragic accidents, you name it. At first, everyone was captivated. Her life sounded like a movie. But then the cracks started to show. Details would change, timelines wouldn't add up, and her stories would become more and more outlandish. It turned out Lisa's entire life was a lie. She was a master manipulator, crafting a persona to get attention, sympathy, whatever she could get. The scary thing about pathological liars is that they believe their own lies. They're so good at deception, they convince themselves that their fabricated reality is the truth. Chapter 5. The mask starts to slip. Here's the thing about sociopaths. Their charm, their charisma, it's all superficial. It's a facade, a carefully constructed mask they wear to hide their true nature. Think of it like this. You know those perfectly curated Instagram feeds? Everything's filtered, posed, designed to present this image of perfection. That's what a sociopath's personality is like. But just like those Instagram feeds, the mask can slip. You start to notice the inconsistencies, the contradictions. The charm becomes forced. The smiles don't reach their eyes. Remember John, our master manipulator from earlier? Well, John had this way of snapping just for a second when he didn't get his way. The charm would vanish, replaced by this cold, calculating stare that sent chills down your spine. It was like catching a glimpse behind the mask, and trust me, you didn't want to stick around to see what was underneath. So, if you ever get that feeling that something's not quite right, that someone's true personality is lurking beneath the surface, listen to your gut. It might just save you a world of hurt. Utro sweet dreams. So, there you have it. A glimpse into the chilling world of sociopaths. Remember, these are just a few traits to watch out for. The human mind is a complex and often terrifying thing. If you learned something new today, or maybe just had your worst nightmares confirmed, hit that like button and subscribe to Man of Thoughts for more explorations into the dark side of human nature. And remember, the next time you meet someone who seems a little too charming, a little too perfect, be careful. They might just be a sociopath in disguise.